What is going on, you wonderful people? My name is Jay, and welcome back to a mini episode of Chilling with the Ohmies Podcast. Now, before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button and click the little notification bell. That way you guys will receive all the channel notifications and you keep up to date with all the latest videos. But now that's out of the way, let's get into the podcast. Now, today is a mini podcast. As you guys can see, the set is not what it usually is. It's because the UK is in a lockdown. So I've dragged Nick on. Nick on, it's a camera make.
I just live here.
Yeah, so I've dragged Nick on to do...
I was forced into this.
Yeah, you were forced into this. To do a little mini update for you guys. Now, firstly, how are you?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah?
It's been a bit of a weird day, to be honest.
Yeah, so we are actually recording this on the Sunday to put out today. We left it way too late, but I'll get into it while we get into this episode. It's been a weird week. It's been such a weird week.
It really has.
Firstly, I hope that everyone is keeping safe, everyone is okay, and lockdown is not making anyone go crazy. The weird thing for me at the moment is when you've got a full-time job and you're doing YouTube almost full-time I say almost full-time, it's not paying the bills, but it's like...
It is full-time schedule-wise.
Yeah, it's a consistent thing. I would have thought that this lockdown would have been like, easy. No work, just full out on the channel. It's not been that way. It's really not. It's been so strange. I think I've recorded 6 videos this week. 2 for a company and obviously 4 for this channel this week. Even though I haven't had work, I'm just like, I need to detach from something. I've tried.
The thing is,
can't.
though, I feel like, number one, because you haven't had time off in ages anyway, like proper annual leave or holiday, you needed to kind of chill. But the fact that you've had to do an additional 2 videos anyway, think next week, if you do the same thing, doing another 2 videos, that's still extra videos for the channel. Do you know what I mean?
Get that. I mean, this week, I know everyone's at home and there's so many angles you could look at it. A lot of people I've been seeing online have said, everyone's at home, smash out content. And I kind of get it, but at the same time, I don't want to just spam people with content. This week, I did that extra video of where you can get your vape stuff while you're in lockdown, and I genuinely just want to help people. I thought it would help out, and a lot of people did get in touch, said they watched the video and they placed orders with them with their website. So if you guys did show any love and support on that video, I really, really appreciate it. Oh, excuse me. I probably shouldn't have had an energy drink before we started this.
Yeah.
Now I'm all gassy. But it's not something I normally want to do and put out like extra videos. I just want to try and make sure I keep it consistent. And with everything going on, like no one's really sure about like when we're going back to work, when the companies are going to open up again to start sending me things. So I'm trying to work out longevity wise. I know I'm okay for content because I can put stuff out, but it's trying to get there. I haven't got I've got loads of videos wrote down and scheduled with yourself. Yeah. But it's all dependent on products. Do you know what I mean?
That's the thing.
It's trying to have that extra.
Some of the things that you maybe did have scheduled out, you can't actually source that right now. Do you know what I mean? You can't even use that. So I think what we were saying is, I think it's going to be like more advice related videos the next couple of weeks, because I mean, it's got to be. If you can't get the products, what can we review?
I've got some e-liquid reviews to do. I still have some hardware reviews to do, which I'll get done, but I think it will be mainly like hacks and advice videos. I think that's just podcasts. So obviously this is our living room. We've managed to make some sort of bodgy set out of it. So my apologies for that, but I hope you guys are keeping well. I've been keeping in touch with a lot of you through social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all sorts. Just making sure you guys are all right, because rather than just saying, "Oh, woe is me," because it really isn't. I've got it the least than anyone. Do you know what I mean? Everyone else has got it harder than I have right now, and I'll openly admit that. It's just making sure everyone doesn't go around a twist, because we were talking about this earlier. We're so used to just being so flat out with work or just being out of the house and just being having so a routine
as well.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, can't do that. So it's affecting people in different ways. But you are a key worker.
Yeah.
And you've been going to work. So how has it been on the front lines?
Weird. I feel like it's kind of, it's hard to kind of pinpoint because some days have been a lot busier than others. A&E wise, I haven't worked in A&E since, I worked at the start of the outbreak and everything, but I haven't worked recently, and everything has changed in A&E now. They've completely changed the department round in preparation for coronavirus cases and isolation rooms and treatment rooms and everything. And in a way, it's become a lot quieter in A&E because you haven't got all of the crap, I'm sorry, but the amount of crap that comes through A&E, people that do not need to be in A&E, those
like coughs and colds and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Those people aren't coming. Yeah.
I never understood why people would go to A&E. It's like, I've got the sniffles. So why are you going to an accident and emergencies?
I could go.
Do you know what I mean?
I could go.
I don't get it.
On a rant on the stupidest things that we have triaged in A&E. Like, stupidest things. Like people come in with like, oh, I've just broke my acrylic nail, or like, honestly.
That's mad.
Just, silly things. And like, even, okay, like now you're a bit more scared of a cough because of coronavirus symptoms.
Yeah, symptoms are so
but people would generally just come in for a cough. And you think, like, these are things, there's so many point of contacts you can go to before A&E. You can literally go to your pharmacist. Like, if you have a sore throat that's not going away or a cough that's not going away, you can go to your pharmacist. Then you can go to your GP. You can go to a practice nurse. Do you know what I mean? You can go to all of these people. You can even get advice through 111, for example. Like, 111 isn't just that.
Okay, is 111... I say it's a relatively new thing in quotations because it's been around a few years now. Does it genuinely help take the strain off? Or do you think it's just pointless and it's just another step that's been chucked in?
I don't think it's pointless, but I think, like how I say, some people can be...
Is it to weed out the silly people?
Yes, but then I feel like even 111's time is being wasted on silly people now because, like, for example, 111... as coronavirus has come out, that has been the place to call before an ambulance to basically say,
do I need
I've got these symptoms.
Yeah.
Do you think I've got it? Do I need to get tested? Do I self-isolate? Do I come to the hospital? You know, and now so many people are calling into 111. It's like,
I can imagine.
It's just
flooded.
The
all
lines,
the time.
the lines are constantly flooded. So there's wait times for, getting your call answered. And that means that some people actually then call in 999 because they don't want to wait for a 111 call. And that just completely...
defeats the object.
Defeats the system.
Yeah.
Like the original system. So...
that's mad. I
don't know.
So this week has been very strange from a social aspect. It's been strange from a work aspect. So trying to get inside my head this week, I can't go to work. Vape shops are not considered essential shops, right? As of now, right? So I've not been going to work. I've been working on the channel, which I would have been doing anyway. I have no idea what that noise is.
What the fuck?
Currently, obviously, filming in the living room, so we're just hearing noises from the street right now. It sounds like a cat was being strangled.
Genuinely did.
That's mad. So it's been a bit strange because obviously I've been still trying to reach out to people as much as I can, make sure people are all right. Yeah, you can have some if you want. It's fine. It's all right.
You said we could share it.
Yeah, to be fair. I've been trying to reach out to people and make sure that everyone's okay. And it's weird being inside a household where I live with a key worker. So a lot of people are like, which I'm very, very grateful for. I'm very, very thankful for. A lot of people are like, I'm just going to stay at home. That's all I've been told to do. That's my way of playing my part.
Yeah.
Right? Totally get that. I've been doing the same. All right? I've only gone to the shops like once or twice. And I've been going on a walk. We're quite thankful where we are, or quite lucky, because our estate's got like a little lake at the bottom.
There's like an open...
and it's big open fields, and there's not really a lot of people here, so we can...
be close to people.
Yeah, we can just go for a walk and keep our distance. And I feel for people that live in towns and cities right now, because they don't have that luxury. But for you, you've obviously been going to work, coming back, and I've been panicking like mad. I'm like, what if you bring it home? Like, what am I meant to do? Am I meant to like move out for a while?
Basically.
I don't really understand it.
You know what? It does worry me, because I mean, I've seen on some social media that some people are even like key workers, doctors, nurses, NHS workers, they're isolating themselves from their family just in case.
Yeah, I know. It's mad.
It's the whole thing of like, if I had that luxury, I'd like to, but also I know that at the moment, like my ward is a very low risk ward.
Yeah, that's another thing to point out. So I've had a lot of people get in touch and obviously thanking Nick for what she does. Myself included, you know, we had the national clap on the 26th, which was really nice.
Yeah.
You loved it, and rightfully so. But I can't remember my train of thought now. I really can't. It's completely gone.
People getting in contact with you saying thank you.
Yes, obviously saying about Nick being on the front line and stuff. And it's, I don't want to walk this down or take any credit away, but like you just said, you're a low risk ward.
Yeah.
So you're not like, you are on the front line helping people when needed, but it's not like your ward is swamped with them and it's, you're like, what are we doing?
This is the thing, not at the minute.
Yeah,
and
hopefully it won't be.
And this is what's quite scary about it, because you see this on the other wards, is that some wards are getting completely closed down for coronavirus, or some wards are getting completely closed down in general because staff members are off with symptoms, they're off isolating. So there's it's not that, like, staffing is not at a safe level for that ward to be open.
Yeah, of course.
So then the remaining members of those staff are then being spread onto other wards.
You were saying the other day, like on your ward, it was so quiet because you had so much staff and not enough patients.
Yeah.
So you were just
but then on a completely different day, we'd have so many patients and not enough staff. So it's honestly, each day is different. But at the same time, it's scary because I work on an orthopaedic trauma ward. We get people who, you know, come from car accidents, people who a lot more the elderly who have gone out, had a slip and a trip, fallen, broken their hip. Or
they are high risk as well. So you would have thought that your ward would have had more in purely because the average age of your patients are older.
Yeah, but if they've had a broken hip, then they'd be in. If
right,
they've had,
okay.
Do you know what I mean? This is all trauma orthopedics.
God, could you imagine that? Hip replacement and coronavirus. You'd just be like, just shoot me now.
Because people...
Less hassle on it.
Because people aren't going out as much. There isn't many cars on the road. There's less accidents. Do you know what I mean? This is what I like to think. I like to think that families with elderly parents, grandparents, whatever, they're taking them in and keeping them in their homes so they can watch them and look after them, so they don't have to visit them and you know, cause that
reduce the
contact and different surroundings and everything. So I'm also hoping that's why we haven't had as many. However, we're still getting basically, when those other wards close, we're then getting the overflow. So, for example, yesterday another ward closed, so we had to take a couple patients from that ward, and those patients were low risk. So it's still having isolation rooms, doing the full protective equipment,
of course,
protocols and everything, doing the swabs and everything.
See, I'm quite lucky because we've got a few bits here, but we've just accumulated over the years. So when I go out now, I've got gloves. And I'm like, I'm using my gloves for everything.
Yeah.
You know, obviously changing them when I need to, but it's just such a scary time. Like, one thing I wanted to ask your opinion on, and as well as you guys, I genuinely want to have a debate in the comments section, is obviously we have our key workers. We have all these industries that are still going. You've got the postal services, you've got your delivery drivers, you've got your shelf stackers, petrol stations, supermarkets, you got the whole lot yourselves, anyone, carers, anyone that's NHS, the whole lot. Do you consider the vaping industry an essential shop? This is what I want you guys to comment below on your honest opinions. Do you think vape shops are an essential shop to be open in this current climate? Or not? I'll give my opinion. I'll give both sides because obviously I work in the industry, but I can see it from the other side. But I want to know your thoughts first. Do you genuinely think our industry is essential?
I have two minds on it because people with vaping, people are still feeding nicotine addictions, you know?
Right.
And just like someone needs their garage or supermarket to be open so they can go, to the tobacco counter and buy cigarettes or baccy or anything like that. That is a necessity, because could you imagine if they decided to close that counter down?
But
however,
is nicotine and alcohol a necessity in a pandemic, or can you live without it? Are they going to kill you if you don't have them?
It's something that when things get really bad, you do not need it. But while things are bearable, do you know what I mean?
But what I'm trying to say is, if I'm addicted to energy drinks, right?
Yeah.
And all the supermarkets shut, or legit, that would be stupid. Okay, they don't sell energy drinks in a pandemic. Not a necessity. We don't need them. I then don't start a petition to get them open because I need my taurine.
I know. This is where where it's a really it's a grey area, I think, because then at the same time you can get vape supplies online, whereas you can't really go and buy a box of fags online, can you?
No, you can't buy cigarettes online.
Yeah, you can't.
This is my main argument. I think it would be very selfish of me to say, yeah, the vaping industry is an essential. It needs to be open during a pandemic when you've got when it's everything's stripped back, society is stripped back to its bare necessities, no pun intended. I don't think our shops should be open. And that's just not just my company. I mean nationwide as an industry. Agree. I don't think the shop should be open purely because what you just said.
And also, especially because our Prime Minister literally stated the essential places that should be open, and when you didn't fall in that category, you and your company should abide by whatever the Prime Minister's saying.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's where...
I think for me, it's a case of what you just said. You can buy the supplies online. Now, my only concern, which is why I put out the video the other day, is newer vapors knowing where to go. So as long as the newer vapors that have just made the switch are confident enough in, one, knowing what their device coils are and knowing what sort of e-liquids they're into or what they need, they can get that online. And if you smoke, you can still go to the supermarket. So it's kind of like we are still able to do that in contactless deliveries. I think it's wrong for us to be considered an essential shop on the basis that people need to physically come in the stores.
Yes, I agree what you mean. Because I feel like vape stores are still needed for that advice aspect. Like you just said,
100%.
like for example, you've had some people message you and say...
a lot of people message
like
me.
Take a picture of their device and say, what coil does this fit? Do you know what I mean?
I've got no issue
and that's
at all
fine
helping
because
people
then
out.
you can say... fits this.
Yeah, you need this coil.
You can go on these websites to get this coil.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is sometimes. Because think of the amount of customers that you have that come in and say, can you help me fit this coil? What coil does this need? And can you put it in for me?
Well, most customers will literally come in and go, yeah, I need that replaced. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But because I know that, I will do that.
Yeah.
In a time like this, I've had so many people reach out, and I'm very, very grateful that you guys would approach me and say, oh, Jay, like, I need help with this or that. It's literally why I've set up my social presence to be a go-to guy for vaping of anything that I can help with, whether it's you're a newer vapor or an experienced vapor or whatever. I've had a lot of people get in touch to the point where I've had to like turn my phone off for a half hour and then come back to it because it's like,
it was, especially when you first closed, it was really overwhelming. And you try to, and this isn't a dig on anyone or anything, but Jay put on the store like Facebook page, he put it on his own socials. This is what you have to do.
This is where you need to go.
This is where you have to go, blah, blah, blah. But you still had those additional people saying, but what about this? Or what about this? And you just felt like you were repeating yourself. And it's one of those awkward things of, they may have not seen these posts yet, and that's fine.
Not everyone follows the stories or, subscribes to the channel, so I appreciate that. But that's my main point is we can literally survive in this industry if we all go online and we do contactless deliveries. Now, this is my own opinion, and it's something I'm genuinely concerned about, which I'm willing to talk about, but I don't care if there's any ramifications. It is what it is. I've got a feeling, now this is broad spectrum, I have a feeling that I will be called in to do contactless delivery soon, and I am shitting my pants. Because, not that I don't want to work, of course I do, I want to go back to work, I'm going stir crazy, not having that balance and that routine. I genuinely feel scared to pass on something or receive this virus through something, even if it is contactless. I just don't want to play with the odds. Do you know what I mean? I want to just stay at home and do what I need to do. I feel
the same. It's like me at the moment. As bad as it sounds, like I'm working the next 2 long days and I'm really not looking forward to it.
Okay, so for people who are listening or watching, what is a long day?
It's 13 hours. It's 7 in the morning till 8 in the evening.
Absolute truth.
So that's breakfast, lunch and dinner. That's the whole day for a person, basically. Like you wake someone up, you wash them, you feed them all their meals for the day,
and then you put them
into bed, basically.
That's crazy.
And then the night staff are there to watch that they, stay in bed. That sounds really, governing, you know what I mean? But no, So yeah, I don't know. And like I said, but I don't know. I'm in this weird, even though I've been out to work this week, I still feel in quarantine as well. Because
yeah, I'll give you that.
a day at work doesn't seem a day out to me, because I literally get in my car, I drive to a building, and then I stay in that building, like I said, for 13 hours, get in my car again, drive home. And then I still feel quarantined in a sense.
This is what I was saying to you the other day. My normal day is drive to work, stay at work all day, come home, record a video, or come home, edit a video, come home, record a video.
Day off, record a video.
Even on my days off, the only time I get to see people is a select window of hours where I'll go, I'll meet up with Tom and go for a coffee, or I'll meet up with Elliot and shoot some stuff or whatever. They're very select windows I get because of how busy I am normally. However, with all this coming on, we went to the shop the other day because we needed stuff, and I felt like I was breaking the law. It was weird. It's this weird atmosphere outside now.
It's so it doesn't feel real, and it still doesn't feel real. Like, it's very real, and I think even kind of, I don't know, getting our daily updates from the hospital and everything, that makes it seem even more real. Seeing how many cases that we've got in the hospital at the minute, how many swabs are being done a day, watching these wards close, watching, like, every day we're given new guidelines and new protocols that we have to follow, whether we're a low risk ward or a high risk ward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And it's just all of this to take in. You just kind of go along with it, and when you're actually doing it, you just kind of adapt like we do anyway. But when you kind of come home and think, you think, oh, fuck, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
mad.
a very and it's one of these things, like, you think, how long is this gonna last?
That's the other thing. Like that, people are saying it's going to last months. People are going to saying it's lasting years, whatever. No one really knows. You just got to take every day as it comes. But one thing I do want to say, I don't want to just be like, woe is us sort of thing. We're in a very, very unique position. For example, I think we'll be able to pay our bills for the next few months. You're at work full time. I've got a few things that can tide us over. The one thing that's really sad is the amount of redundancies and the amount of companies that are going to go bust because of this. And the thing that worries me is people can't see it yet. So, like, oh, that's right, government's going to pay 8% of our wages. Yeah, cool. But the companies, like, they can only claim that for a certain amount of time before the companies go, we've got no money coming in.
Yeah.
So it's either close our doors or we open again. So I understand from a business perspective as well as a safety perspective on how difficult this is. A lot of self-employed people can't go to work, which is mad. But yeah, if you've seen the videos of like building sites at the moment, well, everyone self-employed have to go to work. They don't get paid. They've got no cushion from the government. I think something was announced the other night, so I may be wrong. But as far as I'm aware, right now, you look at building sites, canteens full of 400 or 500 people, mass gatherings, because they've got to go graft to pay the bills. Because they've not got no tax relief, they've got no income relief. A lot of landlords are saying, just stick it out. You can't legally be evicted in this country for the next 3 months, which is great. But why would you want to play on that tightrope?
And I think also how at the minute you can't legally be fired from a job. But before that was put into place, for example,
redundancies were happening.
My brother lost his job.
It's mad.
Because he'd only been in the job for a couple months. He was last in, so he was first out. And all of a sudden he was like, fuck, do you know what I mean? And
who's going to hire during a pandemic?
And exactly, and luckily, because
supermarkets that's who's
so,
supermarkets
in dire need at the minute.
I can't wait.
He was luckily enough to just grab a job in a supermarket.
It's not ideal, but it's
it's
not ideal.
As in needs must. Do you know what I mean?
Supply and demand. That's what business is. And right now, what we've seen is a massive shift from demand, from all the luxury items that we love and need and think we need. Now shifted to the necessities of what we actually need. Yeah. Like supermarkets 100%, to go.
100%.
Oh, like, I don't know. I don't want to drag on under the bus. I worked at a supermarket. A lot of people do. When you work at a supermarket, people look down on you. People think you're a bit of shit on their shoe. Now, they're like, we're keeping a country running, so we're clearly more important than what you think you are.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think we're going to see a massive shift in terms of how this economy is going to work after. I think people are going to get a lot more respect. Just for doing their jobs, which is great. I also think a lot of people... Well, I just think the way we are as a society is going to change massively.
I feel like we're so we're so used to a way of living now as well, like in the sense that we can online shop. We can't
anymore. It's a 3 week
this is
wait.
what I'm talking about. So we
crazy.
can online shop, we can order something on Amazon Prime and it'll be there the next day, and these
Can't even do that now.
you can't do this anymore, like,
which is annoying.
I looked earlier,
But
I was after, I don't know, just today, after being back to back with work, knowing that I'm going back tomorrow, I was in yesterday, I just wanted to enjoy my day off and just relax,
You can't.
knowing that I need to go shopping. And it's the whole thing of, and going shopping isn't going shopping anymore. Like, it's, you have to be, like, if there's a certain amount in, you have to wait outside, you have to,
It's crazy.
yeah, you
Some
have
stores
to
are doing one in, one
wait,
out.
yeah, exactly, you have to
mad.
wait a certain amount of time to you know, pay. I just didn't. And also, if it's so rammed or so busy, like, you literally see people fighting for produce. Do you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So it's like, when you're in this kind of mood, you don't want to go shopping. Do you know what I mean? So out of curiosity, I was thinking, I know that we've got a few bits in the freezer, we can survive on dinners for the next few days. I'll see if we can get food delivered in like a few days maybe. But like Tesco, I only did check on Tesco's, to be fair, but it's booked for the next 3 weeks.
It's mad.
And I think that's crazy.
Absolutely.
And
mad.
I tried to buy something on Amazon Prime and we won't get it.
What did you try and buy on Amazon Prime? This is the other thing that we've been doing today.
I don't want to talk about
No,
it.
we're going to talk about it. So, thank you so much for the people that are watching this, that watched my Instagram live earlier. It's the first time I've gone live on there, really. I was getting into the lockdown spirit and thought, as a bloke, that I would get my hair cut. And I thought all I wanted to do was number 2 all over. Just nice and simple. Get rid of it all. When this is all over, go back to, let it grow out a bit. Go back to my barbers. They can sort it out. But no. Nick was like, oh, I can cut hair. I'll do that for you. I was like, okay. And then you sat there and watched like 10 minutes of YouTube and went, absolutely smash this. Masterclass. Give me my degree in haircutting. And
No, I
yeah,
didn't.
now I have to wear a hat indefinitely. Smashed.
But can we just talk about one thing?
I'll give you what you're going to say. You're going to say the clippers are knackered. And they are. 100%.
They are so bad to a point where on the top of his head, I've done a number 3. So you think, pretty simple. All over the top of your head, number 3. Well, you've got one bits that are up here, you've got one bits that are down here, you've got other bits that are up here. And it was like, Jay was crying, like,
Oh, it was so painful.
it was like, it was
the
ripping
point
his hair out.
Where I put a hat on
Yeah, your head
hurts.
is like painful.
and taking it off hurts.
Like,
I don't know why. It's never happened
so
before.
now, I honestly don't even think it looked that bad if I was able just to do all over.
I don't know if you did it all over, sort it out.
But we can't even do that because the clippers are so bad. It's not cutting parts of hair. So yeah, he's literally got a short bit down here, a long bit up here.
No.
But what can we do? Like,
It is what it is.
so yeah, so I was like, I'm going to buy some new clippers. Say sorry. Found this like pretty good deal. And I was like, oh, Prime, sweet. Get it here tomorrow. Then we can do your hair again tomorrow, even if it is just, like you said, all over, number 2 or whatever. And no, it will take 5-6 days to come.
It's mad.
And I'm like, I'll still order it, but then I just feel awful. And I know it's not like you're going out or anything, but you're going to have to wear a hat for 5 days after I butchered your hair.
I don't really wear a hat anyway.
But even you got the clippers and tried,
Yeah.
and it wasn't...
Mate, it was so painful.
It wasn't working.
It was like I was
and it
getting a
wasn't
tattoo on my scalp.
No hair was coming off.
It was grim. But yeah, that's how we spent today. And everyone who was...
And then how we spent 2 hours of today. So I think I'm even more annoyed with that because it's 2 hours of my day off, without sounding rude, because I was the one that wanted to do it for longer as well. It's not like he was like, no, you need to sit here and fix this. I was like, no, let me fix it. No, let me try and do this. So that's why I was doing it for so long, and it took 2 hours. But I was just like, and at the end you were just like, my head, stop.
Yeah, mate. One thing I have noticed through this lockdown, though, is social connectivity and how much I love technology. The amount of arguments I've had with people where they're like, oh, technology's so toxic and technology's so bad. And I'm like, okay, in a time like this, all I've seen is, yes, you get people on Facebook sharing crap. But you go to TikTok, you go Instagram, even Twitter. Twitter's usually a cesspit for toxicity. I can't talk, you know what I mean? Toxic stuff. Everyone's just like trying to help each other and understand that we're all in this together. TikTok's banter. I'm absolutely obsessed with it.
It is actually
absolutely
so
obsessed with it.
I didn't realise how many people were on the bloody TikTok wagon
crazy,
as well. No, I really like it. It's one of my favourite apps, to be honest.
Yeah. Nick has a TikTok.
I do.
If you want to check it out, it'll be on the screen right now. But no, it's been mad. Like, right now, everyone is more connected than ever.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've always said this, and we can hash it out in the comments and DMs, whatever. You cannot tell. No one on this planet can tell me that technology is bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not.
It's
just the wrong people using it, or people using it the wrong way, which you're never going to stop.
Yeah, I like how it's given unity in certain areas as well. Like, a lot of NHS workers have been invited onto a group onto Facebook, and it tells people all of the NHS discounts that are going on at the minute to say thank you. All of these different businesses, giving discounts or offers or anything like that.
The thing is, it's always been there for that. But until a time like this has happened, when we're in a pandemic, that's when we're seeing the best from it.
I mean, some have, but some haven't. Like, as in, like, some deals have only just come out now. Like, these key workers need some help. That is? And I'm like...
No, it's because everyone else is doing it, and they're like, oh, make us look good if we do a key worker deal.
I actually, when I was in Tesco's earlier... Because I've never actually asked this before. I never ever thought about it. Tesco's is my go-to supermarket. And I bought my badge just in case. And I was like, as I was checking out, I was like, do you actually do NHS discount? I said, I've been shopping here for years, but I never actually asked. And they were like, let me just check with one of the managers or whatever. And they said, oh, no, we don't, sorry.
Don't surprise me.
And I was like, and I always notice that it's the places like supermarkets don't do those discounts. I'm not complaining or anything. It just kind of shocked me. Like, why do I need discount on a pair of shoes compared to, like, my weekly shop? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just kind of feel like... And then he turned around and said, but we've got the, like, priority hour on Sunday and everything. And I'm honestly, I'm not... I know
you went this week and last. We went last week for the priority hour. Were they checking people when you were going through... Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is a really grey area for me, this whole the whole priority hour, because it was a good thing, but... It was easier for me to go today, an hour before the shop shut, and it was a lot quieter compared to when I went last week on the priority hour. I was queuing for like over 20 minutes.
It took you about an hour to get in there.
Oh yeah, no, like the whole shop. I was out of the house for 2 hours for a shop that's 10 minutes down the road, and the actual shop took me about 20 minutes. But I was out of the house for 2 hours.
That's mad.
Because it was so busy. Everyone was like fighting for things off the shelf. Then the queue was for ages, and the issue is yes, they open an hour early, but they can't actually sell you anything until 10 a.m.
This is what I said to you, wasn't it?
Because of obviously the legal trading hours for Sunday.
You were like, oh yeah, we're getting an NHS hour on a Sunday. I'm like, well, that's dumb because they can't physically serve you anything till 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So what's the point?
So then you end up waiting for like 20 minutes until you can be served, but by then everyone's already in this queue. You've got this massive long queue which isn't moving. Because obviously they can't sell anything yet.
It's mad.
So yeah, I just think it is a bit grey, to be honest. And like I kind of said this morning, I kind of took a bit of a risk, also knowing that we did have some food, so it wasn't absolutely dire. But I took a bit of a risk in the sense that I was like, I've been at work for the last couple of days. I've got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning every day. I'm going to be getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning for the next 2 days. I need to sleep. I need to have a lie-in today.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm so glad that I did. Because last week, like I said, had to get up so early, and then I was out for hours, and you just think, this isn't helping them.
The other thing that caught us off today is the clock's went forward now.
That's another thing as well,
It really caught us out. I mean, we haven't changed our clock. I looked at it earlier and went, we've got loads of time. And I looked at my phone and went, oh, no, we don't.
You think, it's only 25 past 5. Nope, half 6.
Yeah, exactly, it's half 6. And this is going to go out tonight. So I don't know what time it'll be up, probably about 9, but it will be up tonight, all right?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. I want you guys to let me know in the comments whether you think vape shops are an essential shop or not. Be brutally honest. I just want to have a debate and actually engage with you as much as I can in the comments. Now, as obviously we don't know how long this lockdown's going on for. I know that we've got provisions after a few weeks or whatever, and that's what the government said. 3-week lockdown, then we'll review it. I will be doing a lot more live streams. I'm just going to be sorting out. I need to speak to a few of my friends that kind of know more about it than I do. I've got all the equipment. I know I had to set up certain bits, but if I can, I would get live streams set up remotely so someone else can control it while I'm doing it, because that is not my domain. Live streams are not my domain. YouTube is my domain, and like having the whole edit process and things. Yeah, but no live streams. But I do want to start live streaming and streaming games as well, just so I could be a bit more active and talk to you guys a bit more, because even just by doing that Instagram live stream today, spoke to so many of you that just popped in, said hello and left again. Like, that was amazing. I love that sort of engagement. So yeah, and Beth said on my Instagram live, I'm going to be dropping beanie merch soon purely because of my haircut. That may actually be true. I was actually, I'm in the middle of designing some new merch. If you guys want to see it, let me know either on Instagram or in the comments, because I don't really know when to drop it. It's going to be cheap. It's just, yeah, a lot of people are asking me for merch recently, and I'm thinking, yeah, why not do some branded merch? So, yeah, that is about it for today's mini episode podcast, which is just over half hour, I think. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and if you have, be sure to leave a like. Remember to subscribe and notifications turn on if you haven't already. Now, if you guys do want to support the channel and you want to go that extra step, we do have a Patreon set up for the channel now. Excuse me. I put it across to you guys. You guys suggested it. I have a few Patreons, which you guys are amazing. Thank you so much. If you do want to support it, the link is on the screen. It's also in the description, so feel free to check it out. Anyone that decides to, become a Patreon is an absolute legend in my eyes, so thank you so much. If you want to see my day-to-day stories, the behind the scenes of how these videos are put together, and Nick butchering my hair, then make sure you follow my Instagram for my daily Instagram stories. Nick's TikTok is on the screen right now. She does a lot of nurse-related stuff, as well as her being her, which is very broad. Thank you for coming on today. I appreciate it. Thank you for butchering my hair.
No worries. I kind of feel like I'm going to be the weekly guest for the foreseeable future.
Well, this is the thing. Once I've got some live stream stuff sorted, I actually have some guests lined up that will willing to come on the podcast over the live stream style. I just need to set up everything how I want it, so it still runs in a similar way. Because I've got some very, very interesting guests I just can't wait to speak to and have on the podcast. I think you guys will love it. But yeah, well, we're going to ramble forever now. So that is it from us, guys. Hope you appreciate it. We appreciate you. Stay safe. Look after each other. Wash your hands.
I was about to say that.
Keep your social distancing. And I shall see you in the next video. Peace.